After complaints about huge delays, Governor Greg Abbott ending a secondary inspection by Texas DPS at a checkpoint for commercial trucks.
However, this will only be at one border crossing.
The Texas Department of Public Safety will continue to thoroughly inspect vehicles entering into the United States from every Mexican state except Nuevo Leon.
Now, the one location with the exception is the Laredo-Columbia Solidarity International Bridge. Governor Abbott is there today and signed a deal with the governor of Nuevo Leon in Mexico, who vowed to enhance security measures on their side of the border.
Meanwhile, at the other international bridge locations, massive delays and protests have been going on. This all happening for the past week. Drivers of commercial vehicles have undergone secondary inspections by troopers of the Texas Department of Public Safety. Drivers say it is too slow of a process and costing both sides of the border a lot of money.
We are continuing our coverage of that backup in the Rio Grande Valley. Our Alicia Barrera is live at the FAR International Bridge. She spoke with drivers who've waited for more than 10 hours to complete their jobs.
That as we're learning what's happening on the Mexico side of the border. Alicia.
Good afternoon. Well, just less than an hour ago, we received confirmation from Customs Border Protection that blockade in Reynosa is over. What that means is that the drivers have moved out of the way and allowed cargo traffic to make their way past the FAR International Bridge. But here's the thing, DPS will continue their state inspections. What's usually a short 3-hour trip to the U.S. has come to a screeching halt. Just yesterday, Eduardo Villanueva says he waited 14 hours to cross the Progreso International Bridge, where truck drivers are blocking the border on the Mexican side. Reynaldo Arenas tells me his 2 trips a day from Reynosa are now cut down to 1, if he's lucky. But at the FAR International Bridge, Mariceli Pedrosa, who was vacationing with family, wasn't allowed to leave the U.S. after all lanes were closed until about 4 p.m.
Simplemente nos dijeron que no podíamos pasar.
And it stems to road blockades and protests to the commercial vehicle inspections by DPS. As of April 11th, DPS reports more than 3,400 have been inspected. About 800 commercial vehicles and nearly 80 drivers have been placed out of service, with a total of 11,566 violations cited. As for the drivers, when asked if they're willing to make the trip back again, the majority say there's no other option. The truck drivers say on average the inspection by DPS takes about 45 minutes, which is unlike anything they're used to. But this is a line. These are some of the first commercial trucks to finally make it through that blockade. Again, it was just lifted less than an hour ago, and this is where they're being inspected by DPS here at FAR, in the city of FAR.
All right, Alicia, I have a question about all this. Things moving now where you are, they're not in other places. Produce importers, the first to feel this economic impact. How soon before this affects people's pocketbooks here in San Antonio in Texas?
So today I actually spoke to an avocado importer, and he says already people can expect to feel the hit in their pockets because the wholesale prices are already higher. So this means that restaurants or other clients, they're going to have to increase their prices as well. Some distributors we spoke to say they only have about a week worth of product left. Let that sink in. Just a week left. So although this traffic is moving, it's moving very slowly. There is hope for them, but there is no assurance that their product will make it still in good condition. Reporting from FAR, Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
Shalom. Give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahshua Bashem Merkakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles for the edification and knowledge. And call Yahweh Shem Yahshua Bashem Merkakadash. The Wadi Yahweh Shem Yahshua for putting the spirit of the elders and apostles so we edify regarding this truth and knowledge. Call Yahweh Shem Yahshua Bashem Merkakadash. Give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahshua Bashem Merkakadash. Lay into Bloomberg intakes. Talking about the Texas border trucker blockade. Which is impeding trade supplies to come in from the Mexican border to, for example, in the U.S. boundaries. Texas will halt some vehicles inspection at the U.S.-Mexican border after Governor Greg Abbott cracked down provoking protests that halted crucial food and equipment shipments. So the food is things that going to these different venues, man, are going to be blocked. Abbott said Wednesday that the state government of Nuevo Leon in northern Mexico agreed to conduct a safety inspection before U.S.-bound trucks reached the border. In that previous video, it had a lot of violations relating to those trucks, man. The inspection will continue on the other sectors of the U.S.-Mexican line. And as I said, they're in need because of what he called the U.S. President Joe Biden's failure to repeal undocumented migration and drug smuggling. That was a Bloomberg intake, quick take. And the other one was the relating to Bloomberg intake, and the other one was KSAT 12, which is a Texas channel, Texas, talking relating to the frustrated at the DPS borders relating to those trucks coming in, and they be impeded by the protests and different things. I'm gonna get some scriptures. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 15 real quick. Second Ezra 15, for there shall be sedition among men invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So the course of the actions, they're putting the course of the actions and the power back in their hands, and they're not regarding what? The kings and princes, one in position of power, man. Sedition, violent uprising, mutiny, protest, You're seeing a lot of that all over the world, man. Number 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and should not be able to. Martial law, pretty much lockdowns. You're not going to be able to go to and fro, man. So or certain types of blockage or impediments to stop you from going to and fro, man. In this case, these trucks are not be able to go through to deliver the shipments and the supplies to different venues, stores, and different venues, man. Go to 2nd Ezra 16. Second address 16 and 7. Second address 16 and 27. So that one man shall desire to see another, and to hear his voice. That goes with that lockdown. That goes with not be able to go with to and fro, man. Communications being cut. Points A and B being cut. You're not going to be able to go to and fro. You experienced that, for example, with this a little bit, and also relating to lockdowns over in China, man, for example, since April 5th, for example, and different other places that experience certain things, man. Second address, one more. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be empty. So those storehouses are being found empty, man, because their supplies are running down, man. They're not getting the supplies they need on the time. So it's looking mighty scarce, mighty thin in those places, man. And you're seeing that all over, man. A lot of it because of the supply shortage and different things. So these restaurants, these stores, they're suffering from it. Plus, it's a high cost, man. Costing a lot of money for the delays, man. Lots of money, millions and billions of dollars, man. Affecting businesses, affecting different venues of business, losing money. So these that's the times we're in, man. This was something short. I'm going to give all praise, Yahweh Shem Yel Shabbat Shemar Kakadash, relating to those two videos. This brother Zayal, Mish Wolf. Hope it helps in some way. Shalom.